Today we are going to begin a project based on the beautiful illustrations on the cover of the book Change Sings. So we are going to start by getting this brick pattern that we see in the background and creating our own kind of colorful mural on top. So we are going to be getting two things. You're going to be getting a thin piece of this white paper and a piece of this transparency film. And you're going to take turns sharing this, what we call like a texture plate. And it has that brick texture already on there. You will just need to kind of move it and use the side of a crayon to rub the texture on. So we have these Crayola construction paper crayons that work really well. Just peel the paper off though, that way you can use the side of the crayon. So if you need help peeling the paper, just ask a friend nearby that maybe has some better fingernails than you. But you'll pick a couple colors. I'm just using this kind of like pinkish orange color and then this tan. And you're going to put your white paper on top. Now we don't have a lot of these plates, so what we're gonna do is take turns, and then when you are waiting for your turn, you can work on the next part of the project. So eventually you'll need to kind of move the plate so that way you can get all the parts of the paper, and it might not line up perfectly, and that's okay. So now that I'm happy with how my background looks with the brick, I can start working on this. Or again, if you are waiting for the brick texture plate, you can work on this in the meantime. So you're going to just be making some random connecting lines. We're just going to be creating shapes with our lines. So each time a line intersects, we're creating a new shape, and we're going to be coloring in all these different shapes. So you need to decide how many shapes do you want to have to color in. Do you want to have to color in larger areas? Or would you rather have more shapes with smaller areas? So you're just going to break this paper up into some random shapes. Now you saw there were some lines that kind of curve and some that were more straight. So I'm going to kind of add some different lines like that. So I'm going to fill all this up with some lines. Okay, so you can see how I have completely broken up this transparency into all different types of shapes just by connecting lines. Be careful not to go overboard, adding too many lines. Also be careful, the Sharpies dry pretty quickly, but immediately they're a little wet, they can smear. So watch where you're putting your hands. So once you have all of your lines filled up, now is just the fun, relaxing part of coloring all these shapes in. So because this is on transparency, you will be able to see through the Sharpie. Now, if the Sharpie's wet, it will kind of pick up. So you can see a little bit of how I got a little bit of that black into my red. So I'm just going to be careful to stay in my lines. And it's like this line here got covered a little bit. So I'm going to go back over that line a little. Same with over here. So I want you to work on this, filling in all of those shapes. So some of these will be more transparent than others. So obviously some of the darker colors, you might not see the brick through, but then some of the lighter colors, you're going to see the brick a lot more.